Is that the message? You know, what is the real, where we going with this? You know what I'm saying? Because
it's called waking up a comatose a comatose people, so that's a start. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna be perfect. But if we start waking up people and they know where and they know who they are, then you know that's a start. We have something to go off of. You know what I'm saying? So as far as people respecting us as a people, as far as us loving one another, embracing one another, and things like that, we have to start. We have to go back to the basics and learning people, teaching people who they are. That way they can start loving themselves, and that way we can love one another. And if we can do that, and we can all be on one accord, then people start respecting us more. Whereas we're generating different forms of income, different streams of income, and getting money. And if we can all get money together, the larger the numbers, then we can start building generational wealth. And then by 2053, we won't be the brokest people, and we won't be, you know, being bought out by everybody else. Because as it is, they're saying that the black race is going to be broke by 2053. And that's scary, because if you broke, then they can handle you. Somebody can handle you any kind of way, because you broke, you begging at that point. No, we need, if we can, like I said, if we can start building generational wealth and the Black community can get more money and we're no longer broke, we have somewhere to go. We have a clear vision. You see what I'm saying? But without having enough money for people to respect us and things like that, then we're just like roaches. We just constantly being stepped on and walked on, and I don't like it, because I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I know who we are. And when you know who you are and then you think about where you at, that's the greatest disappointment ever. That is one of the greatest disappointments. So when we're talking about, you know, what's going on in modern day time and things like that, and what we can control and what we can't, we understand that. But our people, that's not the fabric that we're made of. Our fabric is, our DNA is not made of pussy or just somebody that just roll over. I mean, just because some tribes or some people sold out the Africans doesn't mean that we're all like that. We're way, way much better than that. We're so much greater than that. So when you ask the question, what are we doing it for? Or what is the significance and going back and things like that? The importance to me and the significance to me is, once again, I keep on reiterating, if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And that's where we're at as a people. That's why we're so fucking broke. Because people still living in the 400 years of slavery and the brainwashing and the narrative and all of this, you know, the way that the curses that the Black people, that was bestowed upon the Black people, you know what I'm saying? We're still living in that system.
We're still choosing to live.
Very brainwashed. But if I told another brother who he really was, aside from what Charles Darwin and freaking what was his name? The dude Lynch, or
Willie Lynch.
Everything besides Willie Lynch or everything that the beast has taught us. If I tell them the truth about who they are, then they might wake up and come out of that comatose state and become excited and motivated about something, because they're like, well, ain't this a bitch? You mean to tell me that we were the originals? You mean to tell me that our ancestors built them damn pyramids, that they were mathematicians, polymaths, and scientists and doctors, and that they originated everything? You tell that brother you tell that brother or that sister who they are, the world will be in a world of trouble. And let's be honest, just the beast know, just like the people, just like the Black folks that's awake know, that if we all as a mass community knew who the hell we are and we rose up, it'll be hell to tell the captain, and they know that. So to try and keep control, it's just like America being the greatest superpower. You got to do stuff to try and keep your position of power. You know what I'm saying? So it's chess, not checkers. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. You know, I'm gonna keep on talking about the significance of Black people, even if I have to keep talking about Africa, because you know, you might be able to say that to the right person, and that's just one more Black person that, you know, we could wake up and we, you know, we're greater in numbers. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So, I mean, it's very scary to me to hear that they talking about Black folks going to be literally broke by 2053. You know what that means? That means you're going to be eating out of the hand of the enemy once again. We living this shit all over again. And I mean that it's easier to lead us to the slaughter. I don't like the way that sounds.
No, it sounds horrible. And one thing we got